Good morning, fellow bookworms, book hoarders, book lovers, and creatives. Happy morning to everybody. Now, today is episode 56 of the podcast, and we've got another great guest for you this episode. It marks another round of our Pride centric episodes just before the end of July. I know that Pride Month is over, but you know what? Pride is and should never really be confined to a single month. So, Pride is love, and Pride is life. Now, speaking of pride, our prayers and condolences go out to the families affected most recently on the Berlin Pride celebrations on Christopher Street after a man attacked participants by ramming his car and stabbing some of the attendees there. Now, the attack left reportedly 29 injured and one senior citizen dead on the spot. Now, that man who committed the crime was shot the day after and was deemed an Islamic attack. The German chancellor has stressed the need for heightened security and the resilience, and the need also for the continued visibility of communities despite the tragedy. Now, I know the podcast is about creativity, but when real life becomes a real headline, we as creatives, we just cannot and should not turn away. Once again, our prayers and our condolences. Now, one more thing before giving you today's episode, I'd like to start something here on the show, which is bringing and announcing artistic and creative events happening around in and around the metro. I'd like to call it the creative calendar. So, if in case there's anything that you wish that I could mention here in the show and create awareness for it, I would love to do that. But first on my list, there is a new theater company in town. They call themselves Spike Theater, and they will be having their first production this August with Rachel Bond's play that's entitled Jonah. And the company is formed and comprised of emerging theater practitioners. There is Saver Tiam, who happens to be the son of my batch Owen. So shout out to Saver 87. Woo, we rock. Along with that, along with Saver, there is also Edith Garcia, Katrina Gamba, and Chris Abesia. Spike Theater, it aims to create accessible theater experiences with equitable opportunities while fostering a brave space in its practice. Now, the play itself is going to be running on August 29 and 30th and September 5 and 6 at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. at the Dance Royalty Studio Pavilion Mall in Mandaluyong. Now, the running time for this is about an hour and 35 minutes, and the play is recommended for audiences 16 and above, and members below the age of 16 must be accompanied by a guardian. And all of this can be found on their Facebook page. You can follow them as well at Spike Theater PH. Okay? Like always, our show is available both on Spotify as well as on my YouTube channel. And you have the option to listen or watch us. The choice I leave in your hands. So whether you're listening or watching, click the subscribe button, or rather click the bell, and you'll be also notified, likewise in the subscribe button, and you will be told of any new episode that comes along. All right? All of our past episodes are at the ready for you to listen to or watch chronologically if in case you're joining us for the first time. Okay, so let's get to it. Here is episode 56.
Welcome to Urban Fantasy PH. We are creatives who live in an urban society and give readers wish fulfillment by way of our stories, which is fantasy but reflective of reality. Here, we get to talk to fellow creatives like writers, authors, artists, comic book creators, filmmakers, you name it. We create and share our art here in the Philippines as well as abroad. My name is CJ Edmunds, I'm your host, and here is today's episode.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Urban Fantasy PH podcast. Now, our guest for today is the creator of a couple series. Now, this is a comic series about Ryu and Nash and their life together as a couple. Now, one of his works is also featured this year in the 2026 issue of Komiket Pride entitled What Dad Didn't Say. Now, he is based in Cebu and has completed his bachelor studies in architecture. Now, he is currently a house husband to his beau and is a fur parent of 3 dogs. We would want to know those names in just a bit. I hope you had coffee because both of us had our share of caffeine for the day. But for now, let's welcome to the show, Nashenzo. Hello, hello.
Hi, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Nashenzo. Thank you for being here today. I'm so glad that you could make it.
Thanks for having me.
And we did mention, oh, always welcome. We did mention that you are a fur parent, and right off the bat, I need to know the names and the kinds of dogs that you have. I mean, being a fur parent myself, I just had to ask.
Oh, okay. We adopted one from the street, so we just named her the generic name, Doggy, and then she
Okay,
had two puppies. We named them Espresso and Frap Frap.
espresso and frap frap. Okay, it's not
Yeah,
obvious that you guys love your coffee and you don't chug a lug a pint a day, maybe a gallon a day. Okay, cute, cute. Oh boy. Well, how old are they? So you said that espresso and frap frap are their babies.
they're already, I think, 2 years old.
2 years
Around two
old.
years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, all right. And doggy is all obviously maybe more than three, probably. I'm assuming.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The parent to doggy, he's about
Oh,
or
Doggy.
she's about.
We don't know her age.
You don't know her
We just
age. All
adopted
right.
her. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. And it's people really should learn the value of having a dog. I mean, my heart bleeds out for some dogs that I see on the street, or they're chained out by the yard in front of the house or the gate. I was like, you're adopting a dog. You're not just getting a pet. You're getting a new member of the family. So please try and keep them indoors.
Yeah,
Okay.
agree.
So I don't know. I mean, the same thing for cats. Or maybe I think cats is a little bit trickier to make them domestic because they really like to mull around and meet other cats. So I guess there's a challenge there. But if you're able to sort of like domesticize your cat in a way, it's also good. You're I mean, even if you do have dogs, there are some for parents who don't mind having cats and dogs. Are you also open to cats or just purely just dogs?
Oh, we don't have cats, but I'm open to cats. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm
All right.
I'm basically an animal lover.
All right. Anything furry, that's it. One of the things that I would be curious to have as a pet, and I know it's rather dangerous to have them, is a raccoon. I have Guardians of the Galaxy to blame for that. So when I first saw Rocket Raccoon, I was like, "Oh, he's so adorable! I want a raccoon." I mean, if he talks, then that would be great. If he's smart ass, that's also okay. If he eats grapes, 24 hours a day, good luck sa budget mo. Dahil hindi naman mura ang grapes, di ba? Yeah, but yeah, I know in Korea they sort of like are able to do that to domesticize raccoons. It's
Wow.
by way of my Instagram feed, alam na kung anong tinitingnan, raccoons and stuff. But yeah, it'll be great to have more pets around the house as part of the family. Um, what's the best thing about being a fur dad?
What was that? I'm sorry. What was the?
What do you feel for you is the best thing about being a fur dad, being a dad
Oh,
of pets?
what's the best thing about being a fur dad? Uh, I don't know how to explain it. I think it's being responsible. I
Mm.
don't know if that's a good thing,
Yeah, yeah,
but
it is.
yeah,
It is.
yeah. Because my partner, he was not a animal lover then, and then when we
Mm-hmm.
adopted the dog, he he as quoted by him, he fell he fell in love with me more because he saw me how responsible I am with dogs.
Right, right, right. Yeah. Getting a pet, yes, it is an added responsibility, and if you're not, let's say, ready for that, it's a learning curve. It's a big learning curve. And if you meet people along the way who don't seem to share the same responsibility as you, you basically just have to draw them in and enroll them in the process so that at least you have someone to share that responsibility with. Awesome.
Yeah.
I was wondering, will you probably include them or a storyline about dogs in your future works?
Um, they will be introduced in volume two. Just include.
Nice. In volume two.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Oh, no, no, sorry,
Well,
sorry. Made a mistake. Volume three, volume three.
volume three. Okay, okay. Is volume well? We'll get to volume two and three in a little while later on. But do remind me to ask you about that. But I was wondering, because comics is the medium that you choose to tell your stories. I assume and take it that comics was your initial gateway in consuming stories, or did you start elsewhere and later discovered comics down the line?
I started comics when I got into a relationship.
Hmm.
I was inspired by, I don't know if you're familiar with Song Inkolo, but
Okay.
he made a comic about also a couple, and then when I was like looking at it and reading it, it's like, why don't I make something similar except based here in the Philippines?
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. So this comic that you read is based where?
I'm not really sure where. I think he's in
Okay.
the, yeah. I
He's
think
within
he's in the
Asia.
UK. No,
Oh, in the
he's not.
UK.
Yeah, he's not in the Philippines.
Oh, okay. All right. I will have to look at that. I have to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you said that that comic sort of like made you think that okay, maybe I can do something similar, and base it here, in the Philippines, which is good. And I was wondering, what was the biggest challenge in bringing those stories to the page?
Challenge. Maybe composing what dialogue would fit for the comic is the
Mm-hmm.
biggest
Mm-hmm.
challenge. Yeah. Some so that I want to try to make it relatable.
Okay.
Yeah.
For those who have read the comics, the comic itself is actually bilingual. So I was wondering, was there ever a decision to make it purely Bisaya and not English, or was there also a what if kind of prodding from you to more like, okay, maybe not create the comic bilingual, but create two different issues, wherein one is purely English and the one is purely Bisaya.
Oh, actually, I start when I posted on Instagram on my
Mm-hmm.
platforms. I started with English first, and
Okay.
then I made a poll to my viewers like, since they're Bisaya, would you guys want a Bisaya comics? And then most of them said yes. So that's when I started to create bilingual.
Okay. Good, good. I like it because not everyone gets well. Not everyone understands Bisaya, especially from for us here in the metro. And I like it that I'm sort of like learning at the same time. But just in case, would you reconsider releasing a purely Bisaya edition?
Pure Bisaya? I'll ask my publisher if they want.
If they would want, or to sort of like play itself, and since everything, most of the stuff that we read is digital, you can start with a digital version first, and see how that translates, and slowly work your way into print, little steps, which is okay. Right. Moving from comics to a little bit of real life, we mentioned that you are an architect. Was that something that you've always wanted to be?
Yeah. Ever since when I was a kid, I love to draw.
Okay. So drawing was your gateway in a way to being for architect and creativity. How what did you first start to draw on? Was it like I don't know fruits first, or buildings, or people, or streets, or
Um. Okay. Do you remember those drawings as a kid where you draw hills and a farm and a sun in between the two hills? The
yeah.
typical drawings. I did not do that. I instead drew a, a Little Mermaid drawing.
Okay. So Ariel and Disney were the ones that
Yeah.
pulled you in.
Uh, when we were in Vietnam for 2 years when I was a kid, that
Mm,
we only had a Little Mermaid Betamax.
okay.
So that's that's a show that I keep watching over and over. So when we got back here in Cebu, that's what I kept drawing.
Ah, all right. You were in Vietnam. Was that for holiday, or did you actually live there for a while?
We stayed there for 2 years because my dad was assigned to be an ambassador there.
Oh, nice. Oh, cool, cool. Uh, do you still know how to speak Vietnamese?
No, I was
No.
like probably a year old.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That long ago. All right. But
yeah, that long ago.
it's never too late to learn a language, as they say. But yeah, that's interesting. Now, not all creatives, let's say, do their work or indulge their creativity full time. Most of us, we have day jobs, and that's okay. Now, we mentioned that you are an architect, and I was wondering, is there any, or have you seen any parallels in being both an architect and a creative? I mean, have you discovered things that in architecture can also be part of the creative life? Because those two fields, they may look different on paper, but somehow I feel that there may be a connection in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, because through architecture, when we propose our designs, we show perspectives, we show renders. So it's
Hmm.
really, I can really say it's really parallel to what I'm doing now.
You mentioned perspectives. I remember that in art class. I hated doing perspectives back in the day. I've heard. I mean, I see the finished product that my teacher would show us. It's like, oh, this is great. I never looked at it that way from that angle. But when they gave me a pen and paper, it's like, all right, what am I supposed to do with this? Can I just pretend that what you did was mine, and para pasado na ako? It was like all I see was like a towering street or two lines intersecting somewhere at some point and making a triangle, which is supposed to be a street. But it did teach me to be, I guess, a little bit more visual in the way that we see things. And I think whether we are aware of it or not, drawing art at an early age uh, teaches you that life skill. Would you say that it teaches you to learn how to look at things, differently from different angles, not just physical things, but let's say when handling a situation or problem? But yeah, I'm sure if the connection was a little bit much better, the question would probably land better as well. But that's just my take on how art can foster that life skill. Now, the couple series, let me hold the book right here in front of me, and I hope it's not
Yes.
blurred too much. Yes, there it is. It is the first project that you've worked on that you decided to publish, and I was wondering, prior to couple series, were there any other projects that you felt you could not complete at the time, and they're just there waiting for renewed attention or renewed effort to put it back out?
I'm sorry, I changed Wi-Fi to data because it's much better now.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. No, I was saying that the couple series is the first project that you worked on that you
Yes.
decided to publish. And are there any other projects that you worked on before a couple series that are there and waiting to be released or waiting to to be shared by you to the reading public?
Actually, I had a lot of stories when I made during high school.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, I only revive them now after I release couple series.
Okay, okay. So at least we know that there's a lot there in the trunk,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
stored somewhere. Would you remember the feeling that you felt when you finally finished something? Did it make you feel like you wanted to write another one and another one after?
Yes, definitely. When I finished the first volume, I immediately start. Actually, not even after the first volume. While I was waiting for the review for the first volume, I was already doing volume two.
Oh, okay. Wow. Talk about advanced.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. When you meet your readers at comic book gatherings, what did they usually tell you about your work? I mean, were there any encounters that, let's say, proved memorable and validated your choices as a creative?
Oh yeah. There was this one girl who when I started tabling,
Mm-hmm.
she would always be there every time I table. So that's
Nice.
yeah, and that was really like really touching. And then I what I find also very touching from people who visit me is that they find my art nice, cute, and then also relatable. So it's really kind of heartwarming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very much. That's the best feedback any creative can get. I mean, when you see a regular, they become your regular readers, a fan as well, and they give you feedback that will be priceless in how you sort of like do your art. And as I mentioned, although we have yet to meet in person, you were recently in Peacoff, and that was
Yes.
last month. And I got your book from one of the editions of Komiket. So I was wondering, can you tell us what prompted and inspired you to write the couple series?
Oh, okay. Biggest inspiration or that motivated me to write was to show that to no no not show to inspire that to inspire the young generation that there's still hope for you in love
Uh huh.
in this kind of community. So I wanted to show that, and then not all kinds of love is has to be like in grand gestures. It can be just domestic love.
Okay. Right, right. That I mean that we don't exactly always get the fairy tale that we want
Yeah.
in our personal relationships, but nonetheless, those stories are true and yeah, should be relatable. I see also that the character Nash is an architect and Ryu is an advertising manager. May I assume that the characters are based on your real jobs, if not, or both of you?
Um, Nash is, Ryu is not.
Okay, Ryu is not. All right. But how important was it for you to mirror what you do in real life and sort of like make it the same way in the comic? Is it because it was easier to do it that way?
That and I wanted to make it more realistic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it does. You go through. I like it that you sort of like go through each character's day, and as a reader you'll have an idea of, oh, so this is how this person does his day, this is how his workload is, and their day ends when they end the day together. Now, one of the scenes in the comic that I like is that Nash and Ryu, they watch the sunset together. I'm assuming that this looks like a harbor, and there was also La Vie in the Sky in Busai. I have not been there.
Oh yeah.
As I told you, I've been to Cebu once back in the day, and I felt that I have not seen much. I was never that of a seasoned traveler back in the day. It's like, okay, this is the most touristy spot that we can go to. All right, photo, move on to the next, something like that. So I was wondering, how important was it for you as a creative to showcase places in Cebu for people to know? And will we see more of these local sites in book two and in book three?
Yes, actually, I wouldn't say it's really important because I didn't want to highlight the places in Cebu, more of the relationship. I
Okay.
just wanted, yeah. But of course, showing the places of Cebu uh, shows that okay, this is where Nash and Rio lives. So this is not in Manila. This is not somewhere else. So at least they get an idea. Oh, so this is how it is in Cebu.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? When you think about it, it can be sort of like a peek into a city that a lot of people may or may not know about and are thinking of going. And so, if you were able to convert a reader to go to Cebu, then yeah, you have officially opened your very own tourism office.
Right. Yeah. Oh, fun fact: my first manuscript for the volume one was actually kind of touristy.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Why didn't you go that route? Was it too touristy for you? And
Yeah, it was too touristy and it was too random. So I didn't have a story.
ah, and you know what? What I would love to see now that you mentioned it. How about maybe doing a side project and making like I don't know a tour booklet of Cebu, but the narrators are Ryu and Nash, just purely for the tourism aspect. That would be another thing that you can capitalize on.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and sort of like because you capitalize on that, you can sort of like put your stamp on the place. It's like this is where Ryu and Nash looked at the sunset. This is where they did their fishing on the weekend or whatever. So that's tourism points for you. But anyway, that's for you to decide. But it just flashed in my head, and that'll be an interesting thing for you to do if in case you do decide to do it that way. For those who have yet to read the comic, I'm letting you know that there is adult content in the comic. And I was wondering while you were writing it, was there a point where you were considering to not put the scenes in there and made it more, light reading, like fade to black, and let the physicality of the relationship be assumed rather than portrayed?
Actually, uh, before I made all those spicy scenes, there weren't
Hmm.
any.
Oh, there were not. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But people, no, okay. The publisher wanted, you know, sex is a good story.
It sells.
Yeah, there, yeah, it sells.
And so they prefer to have it there. Yeah, I like it also that the steamy scenes or the steamy bits are at the end of the book, and so much so that that is the reward that the readers will get when they get to the end. And I dig it. I like it that it's placed that way, which is
Thank you.
good. Another thing that I liked was Ryu and Nash dancing the first time that they met, and that's a very sweet approach. Was that and dancing naked to mind you in the room? Was that part of the original manuscript, or was that something that later developed as you were refining the manuscript?
Okay, that was actually included. That was
Okay,
really
good.
because I really wanted that to be included because it's not common.
Yeah, you don't see it, in most things like these. Does this mean that you and your partner, you guys like to dance?
My partner like loves to dance.
I love. Ah,
I love to
cool.
sing. He's the
You love.
dancer
Oh,
and
you
the
love.
singer.
Oh, you got the arts covered. A singer and a dancer. Very nice. Very nice. If you don't mind me asking, how long have you guys been together?
Oh, we're now 5 years and counting.
Awesome. 5 years and counting. All right. I wish you tons of 5 years to
Thank you.
come
Thank you.
for that. And going back to the book, and I try not to make the questions a little too personal. What was the kind of feedback that you got from readers when they saw that? Oh, I thought it was just like sweet BL stuff. I didn't know that there's gonna be some spicy stuff in this.
Oh yeah, I had to warn them always. Like every time they wanna browse, I had to. I always warn them like, just so you know, it's R18.
Depending on your level of readership, it can also be R19 or 20. Just so you know that there's an R rating for this book. So, watch it. You might burn yourself if you pick it up and blindly. All right. The book I remember also was a finalist last year in the
Oh yeah,
Akdang Pinoy Choice Awards.
yeah.
Where were you when you found that you were nominated or you were a finalist, and how did that make you feel?
Oh, I was like speechless, and then I don't know. Really hard to explain my reaction when I saw that because it was my friend who sent me a picture
Mm-hmm.
of the nominations. Like, and then when I saw, it, it's like me nominated. I, I was like really, really, really surprised, and of course filled with joy, but really speechless.
Did you feel that it validated your creative choices for the comic? I mean, from the panels to the storyboard.
Yes, yes, yes.
And the thing about being nominated and also let's say winning anything, that is going to be part of your bio, that's going to be part of your CV, so you can always say that you are an award nominated comic book creator, and that feels so good.
Yeah,
All
right,
right.
right, right.
Now, speaking of storyboard, and for the benefit of those listening to us or watching who are considering creating their own comic, where would you advise them to start? Do they, let's say, write maybe a basic outline of the story first before doing the storyboard? Or perhaps the storyboard itself is already the outline and you just move things around it as you see fit?
I would actually start with the characters.
Oh, okay.
You start with them. You formulate what your characters are gonna be, and then that's where your story can start. Like, so how do you want your characters to meet, or how would they develop?
And I take it that that's how you started with a couple series. You started with their bio first and then work
Yes,
things around that.
yes, yes.
Let me flip through the end and look at the bio for Ryu and Nash, and I am looking if they don't have a specific birthday, but you did give them their zodiac sign,
Yeah.
uh, and I see that it's Chinese. So I'm. Are you more particular to the Chinese zodiac than the Western form of zodiac?
I place both. I think I'm pretty sure I did. Did I?
Uh, no, it just says that they have height, birthstone, zodiac. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry.
Birthstone.
Yeah, there you go. Birthstone, zodiac, and Chinese zodiac. Okay, sorry. I'm the book I'm holding on is a little too far for me to read it clearly. But yes, it is there. Yes. Nash is Cancer, and Ryu is Leo. One author that I listened to a podcast said that one of the things that she would do first is to give characters their birthday. It's sort of like it sort of like makes it real for you as a creative to make those characters fleshed out and to know that they occupy a space in this world so that they can occupy a space in the world that you are creating.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So that's one of the things that that we can advise people if in case you're writing a story or a short panel. Now, I mentioned that you also have another work out. It's part of the 2026 issue of Komiket Pride, which of
Yeah.
course you can get a copy whenever Komiket is scheduled and in certain days of the month and in certain places in the city. So here it is, Komiket Pride. The issue, you are joined by a lot of famous names in the local industry, comic industry, that is, like Gigi Chan. There's also Chambolero, who I saw in most recently in Peak Off, and there's also Carvick, CJ Ronaldo, and others. So I was wondering, how did you become part of the collected issue, and did you have to submit your work in order to be shortlisted?
Okay, I was actually invited to be part of
Oh,
that. Yes.
nice. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And how was the experience for you working on this Comic Head Pride issue? Was it any different from working on your own stuff?
Yeah. Because I wanted to show not just Ryu and Nash this time, and
Mm-hmm.
plus they had a theme for that issue, so I wanted to stick with the theme.
Oh, okay. What was the theme assigned for you guys? Was it about family?
It was more of the LGBT. Um, what do you call this? What's the word? LGBT.
Visibility or
Yeah, yeah. Practically any LGBT. Uh, what's the word?
aspect of family life or something?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, all right. In short, make it as real as you can, but it's more centered on the LGBTQ family life. The story that you wrote is called "What Dad Didn't Say." It's a short piece, and it's nonetheless touching and very heartwarming to read. And can you tell us how the story came about for you? I'm not gonna say what the story is all about, for fear of spoilers, and also to urge everyone to go get a copy. And you don't really have to read this during Pride Month. You can get this any time of the year, right? As long as you attend Comiket or you go to the Comiket bookstore in the atrium in Makati. But yeah, going back to the question, can you tell us how the story came about for you?
That's actually based on a true story.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
it's all the more heartwarming. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I would love. Okay, you got me stumped. I really get stumped. Now I have nothing else to ask you. Oh boy, oh boy. Now I got questions that I want to ask, but I fear that they might be spoilery. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm thinking of a different question to ask. Um, I like that the character of the dad was portrayed in a very um, open and understanding way, and I take it that mirrors your relationship with your own dad
Um, in a way,
in a way.
yes.
How supportive is he that you're able to do this creatively and reaching new people?
Um, Unfortunately, he passed before I came out. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, but I get the feeling that he already knew and that he was just like waiting because that's what my sisters and my mom told me it's like we were just waiting.
Oh, I'm sure that he's mighty proud of you, and he's smiling down and happy that your creative path is going swimmingly well. All right. I've got another question that I've asked one of our guests before, and I'd like to throw it your way. And we're sort of like wrapping up to closing the show for this particular episode. And I heard from an actor, and they say that their job is to amplify people's stories. So I was wondering, for you as a creative, as a writer, as a comic book creator, the one who writes panels, the one who draws people in their respective lives, what do you think is our job?
Um, wow, tough question.
Now he's stumped. Bawi lang, bawi, bawi lang.
What is our job? I think basically just to storytell and then give our readers the chance to go wild with their imaginations with our stories.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And because you sort of like urge your readers to go with their imagination. Imagination has no limits,
Yes.
and so it's nice that you reinforce that by way of by way of what you draw, by way of what you write. And imagination is key. It is it is the lifeblood of every creative. So if you have trouble imagining stories, um you need to look at other people's stories so that those would inspire you back to create your own stories, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. And a job, whether you want to confine it to a 9 to 5 shift that gets you paid on the 15th or the 30th, is different from the job that the question was referring to, which is our life's calling. And whether your career is one of your choosing or not, I feel that your job as a human is to live your best and the truest way that you can. So, in this day of age of social media and connectivity, there are still people out there who have a hard time coming out
Yes.
and speaking their truth. Sadly.
Yes.
And would you have any advice to give to them for those who are still considering, should I or should I not come out, and to whom should I come out to?
Um. You, I had a phrase for that. Life is not a race. Move at your own pace.
Oh, I like that. It rhymes.
Yes. So it's really up to you if you want to come out or you don't want to come out. It's really, really up to you. Because either way, there will be people who will support you for who you are.
Right. And it is a life choice. And for people also, this is like a side note for people who out other people without their consent. That is also one of the crimes that you can do against that particular person,
Yeah.
because it is a life choice, and life choices are personal. So it's not up to you to out another person. It's up to that person to be comfortable enough
Yes.
to live their truth, as befits their own pace and their own time frame,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So in short, wag kang makialam sa buhay ng may buhay.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Is that, I mean, kung gusto mong tamaan ka ng kidlat, sige, go, patuloy mo yan. and,
Yeah.
and if we need to harness some electricity, we can always ask Storm uh, for help. Wait, speaking of Storm, are you watching X-Men 97? Oh god, I hope you're saying that you do.
Oh yeah, I do. I'm an X-Men fan.
Yay. Who's your favorite mutant?
Oh, I have lots of favorite, but Gambit, Rogue,
Okay.
Psylocke. I have so many.
So yeah, oh, okay, okay. But yeah, these are all powerful, and all of them bring different things to the table. Sa akin naman, I don't remember saying this on the podcast, but my favorite mutant is somebody named Dazzler. I don't know if you know Dazzler.
Oh, she's the singer.
Yes,
Yeah,
Alison Blair. She is the
yeah,
singer. So,
yeah.
for those who are not familiar in X Men or in Mutant lore, Dazzler is a mutant, and she is a singer. She's always wanted to be popular, and her power is she's a human transducer. She can change sound waves and project them back as light, and that's why people in the comics who do not know that she is a mutant feel that she is using some electronic gadgets to to have lights on her show, and which is also perfect because she performs on stage. So yeah,
Yes.
I didn't think the conversation was going to go to mutants, but hey, that's okay. um have you seen the latest episode? I just watched it last night.
Not yet. I think the last one I seen was episode 3.
Ah, okay. All right. Then I will keep my mouth shut because there are great things to look forward to in the latest episode, and I can't wait for for next week. I mean, how I wish that it's. I know that it's sort of like harking back to the '90s where everything is in installments. Week after week. I would always
Yeah.
remember racing back home. I think it was a Friday or Saturday in the afternoon, and I would always get so pissed off when I get stuck in traffic and when I get home, and then turn on the TV and it's like, end credits now. What the hell? I didn't see anything this week, so it's nice as that we get to do this and watch the ones that we missed out on. So yeah, fellow mutants. Marami tayo. Keep watching. Okay. So before we wrap up, I'd like to play a game, if that's okay. It's basically three cards and three questions. It's normally done as an icebreaker, but I felt
Okay.
it would be fun to cap our talk with that instead. So I've got a stack of cards here. They're labeled differently. Some of them are color coded, random questions, deep questions, life questions, questions about experiences. So I don't know what color I'm going to be pulling up. So bahala na. So if it's
Okay.
math or chemistry, pareho nating hindi sasagutin to because I don't know any of those questions.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Okay, it's a green card. Mm. Uy. If you could get away with a crime, what would you commit?
Oh. Um. hmm. I will get away from steal money
Steal money? Steal money via mind control? O, balik na naman tayo sa mutant.
or going to facing walls and just go to
Oh,
banks.
nice. Yes. Yes, our guest for today is Nashenzo, but you can call him Kitty. Kitty Pride. The Shadow Cat. Oh, goodness. Okay, another card. Okay. Oh, what's the last thing? This is a great card. What's the last thing you completed on your bucket list?
Huh. It's the last thing I completed. Mm,
Do a cartwheel in the middle of the street?
bucket list. Ah, spending my birthday last year alone on another country.
Oh, okay. Travel alone. All right, all right. Cool, cool. When is your birthday?
Oh, July 14th.
Hey, we just finished that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So belated happy birthday. Okay.
Thank
Now I
you.
know, and now everybody knows. So nice. July 14th. But for this year, I take it that you opted not to spend your birthday alone, right?
Yeah, my partner and I spent it together.
Okay, good. Best birthdays are done that way. All right, last question. Okay, it's a yellow card. Um, are you a morning or a night person?
I'm a
Gee,
night person.
you're a night person. Okay,
I'm a
all
night
right.
person.
A mutant and a vampire. Okay, best combination. Will you, speaking of mutants or vampires, will you do anything sci-fi or paranormal that way in the future work? Because I would love
I
to see
actually,
that.
I actually have a two. I have one, four girls who have different powers, and another one, a girl with a power that you can't control.
Ooh, awesome, awesome. I love to see that. Is there like that's actually sort of like gears up to the next question, which I was going to be asking you. What will be next in the horizon for you? Any target date for that to be completed and released?
Oh, I really don't know yet because I have like three stories reviving at the same time, so I'm like juggling which one should I do first, and how am I gonna do this?
Do the easiest one first.
Okay, yeah,
So you'll be done with it in about 3 to 4 months, and then you have something new before September. I mean, before December. That is. Yeah. Speaking of September, Manila International Book Fair is coming up. Will you be here during that time?
unfortunately no, because I'm traveling there for Komiket October.
Oh, okay, in October. All right. Hopefully, if I get a table again in October, I'll see you there.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah, yeah. And although the copy that I have is actually signed already with you, it's a pre-signed copy. I need to bring this, and so you can sort of like put a little dedication on it
Yeah,
when I
of
see
course.
you in October. All right.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So for those who have yet to get a copy of a couple series, apart from let's say attending Komiket here in Manila, or if you're in Cebu, where else can they get a copy of the book?
It's also available online through Shopee and Lazada. It's under the Comiket shop.
Okay, the Komiket shop. Awesome. For those who would like to know more about you and what you do, where can they follow you on social media?
Oh, um, I'm most active on Instagram. You can follow me at Nashenzo Art for my non-comics, and then for my comics, you can follow me at a couple series.
Okay, and a couples here. So mostly on Instagram, but not on Facebook.
Yes, they're also in Facebook.
Okay. Uh, is is the artist name sort of like an amalgamation of two different names? I sort of like forgot to ask you about that.
Actually, yes. Nash. I got the name Nash from, I don't know if you know Street Fighter. Char-
Okay.
Charlie Nash.
Charlie
Yeah,
Nash.
yeah. He was like my, I don't know, my crush back then. So I want to have his name. So that, and then Enzo is from my second name. My second name is Lorenzo.
All right, awesome. All right, I like that. If I were to adopt a comic book name, I don't know, I'd probably call myself Dalsim or something because kind of like
That's
napakagad. Beware of the hand, people. I might just smack you in the face if I don't like what you're saying. Or if not, I don't like what you're saying, or I don't like your face. We'll talk to the hand. You can do that. So, with that said, and all laughs, that is a wrap for today. Thank you so much, Nashenzo, for joining us today on this episode. I wish you well. We wish you well in all your future writing endeavors. We can't wait for those stories that you said involved four ladies who have different abilities and the one who cannot control her power. If you are writing something paranormal, please make it gay vampires because I would buy that shit in a heartbeat. So sorry, I didn't mean to cuss, but sometimes it just comes out. And it's my podcast, people. I can cuss whenever I want. And I strongly encourage future guests to cuss if you like. All right. We do not censor what we say here. Okay. Anyway, if you are a creative, you'd like to be featured on the podcast, simply email us at urbanfantasyph@gmail.com. You can check me out, cjedmunds.com, and also my stuff on the Spine Books page on Shopee. So, Nashenzo, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. We can't wait to see what you got for us next. Hopefully, I'll see you in October. And for everybody out there, stay on the path. Keep creating. You can do it. Do not listen to other people who tell you that you should not, you cannot, and you must not, because the world needs your work. Okay? Don't let anybody tell you any different. Namaste and blessed be. Bye, everybody. See you in the next
Bye.
episode.
That was another episode of Urban Fantasy PH. Join us next time as we feature another creative soul who wants their art to be seen, heard, and shared. If you have your own work to share, just email us at urbanfantasyph@gmail.com. Till the next episode, this is independent author, singer-songwriter, radio personality, voice actor, and fellow creative, CJ Edmunds, reminding you to always listen to your heart, create with your mind, and share with your soul. Goodbye, everybody. Namaste. Blessed be.